So, what is your take on the importance of mental health in fitness?
It's overrated.
Yep. Well, welcome back, everybody, to Unqualified Not Disqualified podcast. Today, we have Luke Tira with us. Luke Tira, would you love to share a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hello. So my name is Luke Tira. I have known Nate for pretty much his entire life.
True.
We grew up together, and I am 26 years old. I'm married.
Yes.
I just had a baby 4 months ago. Well, my wife did. And we just moved last week,
Awesome.
and I'm a personal trainer.
Very nice. Very nice. So, how is being a dad? How is that?
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It can be tiring.
Right.
It can be long some days, but for the most part, it's great. We love him to death.
Oh yeah.
We do anything for him.
Right.
You definitely lose a lot of sleep though.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, being that right now it's like 7:00 in the morning here Eastern time. That was probably a challenge for you to get out of bed. What is it? A 2-hour drive to here?
Hour and a half drive.
Hour and a half drive. Okay, so
Yeah.
you were out of bed at like what, 5:00?
Yeah. So between the baby and Nate, I've been running very low sleep.
So, yeah. Well, Luke to our family has always been a great friend. He's a great person. And so I only have great people on this podcast, so that's why I'm here. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't lie.
But so it's a pleasure to have Luke here with us today. I enjoy having people on here that, can genuinely share something and you're actually going to learn something along the way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So
I thought we were started.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Get started with the main topic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
You're like, what? What are we doing? So, Luke, you're a physical fitness trainer or coach. I'm sorry. So let's just start off with that and explain a little bit about that and how that kind of works and everything.
Yeah. So I'm a personal trainer. The difference with a personal trainer and then I think you call it a physical fitness coach. So personal training, I prescribe exercise to all my clients. So I got into that, back when I don't know, I was about 12 years old when I got started.
Okay.
With just liking to work out.
Right.
It was actually when I was 12, I was playing baseball and I was having a shoulder issue.
Oh, okay.
So I ended up, my mom, who was a personal trainer, she gave me some exercises to do to help, strengthen my shoulder.
Right.
And so it ended up helping. And that's kind of just how I fell in love with working out.
Yeah.
And so from there, I kind of just began working out quite often. And then I would also watch the one reality TV show called The Biggest Loser.
Okay. Yep.
And so being able to watch that show and see how the trainers would transform people's lives was really amazing.
Yeah.
And it really kind of just sparked that
interest.
Yeah, that interest to want to do that for, a living. So then I pursued that and ended up going to college.
Right.
Got a 4-year degree and got involved with personal training.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's a great story. I think that's cool that you have a personal background story of where it began and why you have an interest in it. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But I think that when you see something work, something like that, and you're like, okay, I want to have an experience with other people and being able to help them through whatever is going on in their life due to physical, either strains or something like that. And you're just like, all right, well, what can I do to help? I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why did I guess in a little bit of a further explanation, why did you decide to become a physical fitness coach? Or what is it?
So
So I say it right.
yeah, it's a personal trainer. Yeah,
Personal
personal
trainer.
trainer.
Okay.
So like
Personal
physical
trainer.
fitness coach. I mean, people could call it that.
Right.
I mean, yeah, but it's technically yeah, personal trainer.
Personal trainer.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, what made you decide to like make it a career? Or is we already kind of talked about that?
yeah. I mean, kind of touch on that just
Yeah.
from starting when I was young and
Right.
I just enjoyed working out,
Yeah.
and then again watching The Biggest Loser, and
Right.
that kind of
Yeah.
sparked the interest and the desire to want to help people.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair enough. So yeah, what would you say your favorite part of being a personal trainer would be?
I actually hated it all.
Yeah.
I do. It's the worst job ever. Favorite part. I I think it would just come down to again helping to transform people's lives.
Yeah.
I've come to realize I really like to just I like to help people.
Right.
And I don't say that to be like, pat myself on the back or anything like
No.
that. It's just
No.
something that I find joy out of doing.
Right.
I find satisfaction out of being able to help someone.
Right.
And so when you're able to help someone who is whether they're overweight
Right.
or they have joint issues, lack of energy. They have, they're on the road to having multiple chronic diseases, and you're able to reverse that through
Right.
exercise,
Yeah.
through diet, through education. Like it's a pretty rewarding
Yeah.
feeling. And so I love that.
Yeah.
That's probably that's probably my favorite thing about the job
Okay.
is
Yeah.
being able to take someone who doesn't know anything about health and fitness, who's
Right.
on, their trajectory is pretty bleak,
Yeah.
and being able to change it
Yeah.
and kind of, redirect them and, on a path that's gonna, give them a long, healthy, successful, hopefully long life.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it's so cool to think about the fact that you can like reverse stuff. Like, I mean, it's obviously God working through you and the way that you do things. But like it's cool that you can take someone that is like in serious pain and like they need the help that you could provide and like it can reverse the like outcome of what is going to end up happening if they didn't do that. I think
Absolutely.
I think that's really cool that you can do that
It is.
because
Yeah.
and it would be rewarding, I'm sure.
It is. Yeah, for sure. And when I say it's not really me, like I tell all of my clients
Right.
this,
Yeah.
I'm feeding you the information.
Right.
You have to put in all the work.
True.
So yeah, and, a lot of my clients will be like, "Oh, you really got me strong, whatever."
Right.
Well, I tell them, "I gave you the information.
Right.
I told you what to do, and you
Yeah.
did it.
Right.
So it's 100%
Right.
on you whether you're going to do it or not.
True.
I'm just there to direct you, to
Yeah.
give you the information, based on research.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I never want to take all. I never take all the credit for
Right.
it. Never, because
Right.
it's really not me. It's
Right.
them.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. Yeah. I mean, that's without them doing their part for sure, but you definitely, obviously, as you know, have a big role in playing in that because without the knowledge of, yeah, you should do this or that and it'll help you, they wouldn't know what to do. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so, having you is a crucial part.
I'm worthless.
So, what would you say the most challenging part of being a physical or a personal trainer would be?
Yeah, so I mean, kind of to that my last point about the client putting in all the work and stuff.
Right.
The most challenging part is it comes down to well, I'd say it's two things. One, for me personally, I tend to be more of an introvert.
Right.
So after talking for a long time, like all day to clients,
Yeah.
a couple hours, sometimes it can be draining,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah.
So there are some days where after work I'm drained,
I
just
got you.
mentally, just from talking and stuff.
Right.
That's not every day, just
Right.
sometimes. But
Yeah.
that's one thing. However, what I found over time, over time you get kind of used to doing it. So
Right.
in starting off, that was probably one of the more challenging things. I wouldn't say it's as challenging anymore.
I got
I
you.
think a big challenge and one of the toughest things for me is when I try to help my clients. I
Right.
try to give them all the right tools
Right.
and they don't want to follow through and listen to the advice that I
Yep.
give them. Or they don't put in the work. They
Right.
may show up to the gym once or twice a week.
Right.
They may work there, but then
Yeah.
when they go home, they're not eating right.
Yep.
They're not doing the exercises that I tell them to do, the
Yep.
cardio. And so they don't get very far in their health journey.
Right.
And so what I've come to find out is, I can't want it more than my clients want it.
It's true.
And for the longest time, I did. I
Yeah.
wanted the results for them more than what they did. And so then I would kind of beat myself up over the fact that, they weren't achieving their goals and I would take
Right.
the blame for it.
Right.
But in all reality, again, you have to put in the work
It's,
yourself. I'm just there to tell you what to do,
yeah.
to direct you, to give you advice, to cheer you on.
Right.
But if you're not putting in the work, you're not going to get anywhere.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, that's not to just tie this into that, but like a spiritual walk.
Yeah.
It's true. It's the same thing where it's like, if you're not putting in the effort to get closer to God,
Mm-hmm.
then I mean, he's not going to not try to get closer to you, but until you make a move and try to get closer to God, it's not going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I mean, just to kind of tie into that, but like, yeah.
Totally. Yeah. It's, faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
You can have faith is great. It
Right.
really is. But, if you're not willing to put in the work,
Yeah.
you're not willing to pursue
Right.
Christ and, in a relationship,
Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to
your
get
faith is kind of worthless. It really is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that it's hard to not want to put in more work than your clients, because it's like, I can see where you could be. And if you would just do it, then we could be so much further in, like, down the road. You would be, if it's like due to an injury or something like that, you would be doing better. You would be feeling better,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not willing to do it.
Right.
So I'm sure it's very difficult to.
And to be honest, I mean, my clients are fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
But that's something you encounter every
Oh,
so
yeah.
often.
Yeah.
Clients
And
are like that.
that's just life. I'm sure that almost all of your clients are great.
They are. They're all fantastic. They really are.
But yeah, that's something that, with the job, there's always something that you might not love.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those things.
It is. It's one of those things.
So I get that. This is a little bit of a longer one. How do you determine what type of routine or regimen you would suggest if someone wanted to put on muscle, lose weight, or get back in better shape, etc.? Kind of just.
Yeah. So it's a great question. I mean, that can be a loaded question because the approach is going to be slightly different. And you could talk all day about this, but I mean, at the end of the day, when a client approaches me, most clients who approach me are usually just looking to get stronger, put some muscle mass on, lose some weight.
Right.
So, I'm working with the general population. I don't ever work with athletes. I'm not saying I wouldn't ever work with an athlete, but right now I don't.
Right.
Again, I just work with the general population. So what most of the goals that they have is just general health goals.
Right.
So my approach is typically very similar and the same starting off. And then again, every client's going to have different maybe ailments or,
Right.
roadblocks that we run into.
Right.
But, if we're talking about muscle, I start everyone off, with when they come into the gym, I do all strength training with them.
Right.
Or resistance training. And all that means is, we're lifting weights, which is, we're working to increase muscle mass.
Right.
Working to, improve tendon and joint stability and strength. Working, improving your bone density, all of that. But that's just one component of exercise. The other component, big component, there's a couple other components, but the two big components are resistance training, lifting weights, and then cardio.
Okay.
So when a client comes in, I do resistance training with them, and then I prescribe to them cardio outside of the gym.
I got you.
Because if they're going to come in, I'm not going to sit there and just watch them walk.
Right.
Watch them run circles around the track. Like, I'm wasting their time.
Right. You're
wasting my time. Like,
right.
I'm trying to give them, the most for their time and the money that they're spending.
Right.
Usually it's strength based in the gym with me. Okay. And so that's going to the point with your question, that's going to put on muscle.
Okay.
Another thing that I do with the way that I train my clients is, instead of taking real long breaks in between sets of exercises, we usually, bang them out pretty quick,
Okay.
one after another after another. If we're doing, 3 or 4 exercises for the first maybe round of exercises,
Right.
we go back to back to back, and then we'll take a little bit of a breather. And
Okay.
what it actually does, research shows that actually does also improve your cardiovascular fitness.
Makes
So you're
sense.
also getting a little bit of cardiovascular fitness out of that as well,
Right.
which kind of ties in then to I think, the second part of that question you'd asked.
Yeah, the putting on muscle and then just losing
Oh,
weight.
losing weight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to, losing weight, your best friend is going to be diet
Okay.
and cardio.
Yep.
Resistance training is, again, fantastic. You should be
Yeah.
doing it. But if the goal is losing weight, cardio and diet.
Yeah. I think that's one of the hardest things to do
It is. Again,
is
and the hardest part to that too is because when I'm training my clients, again, most of it's resistance training.
right.
A little bit, again, the way that I do is, you will get a little benefit of the cardiovascular,
Right.
which will help with losing weight.
True.
But then most of the time I'm telling you, hey, here's how you should be eating outside
Yeah.
of the gym. Here's how
Yeah.
you should be doing your cardio outside of the gym.
Right.
I'm not there to watch you.
Yeah.
When you come in, I'm there to supervise you. I'm there to
Right.
hold your hand.
Right. Right.
But when you're outside the gym, you're on your own pretty
Yeah.
much. I'll
Yeah.
text you, keep in contact, but that's the toughest part.
Yeah.
So the approach is very similar starting off,
Okay.
and then based upon the goal, putting
Right.
on
Then
weight
you
or
kind of
putting on muscle mass or losing weight, usually a couple weeks in, it will kind of change up a
I
little
got
bit.
you.
If you're trying to put on muscle mass, stick to lower reps,
Right.
usually between like the 8 to 12 reps for strength.
Okay.
Putting on muscle, you can still build muscle in higher reps
Right.
early on.
Right.
It's just more so down the road. You want to begin to drop
Yeah.
the reps a little bit. And then losing weight, higher reps.
Okay.
And again, cardio and
Yeah.
diet.
Yeah. So diets, they're fun. They're a fun topic to talk about. I'm sure that is there like a different diet that you'll prescribe to all of your clients, or is there like a set like this has worked? So
That's a good question. So when I throw the word diet around very loosely because I actually don't follow a diet, and I'm actually not for diets
I
because
got you.
diets typically entail cutting back on or trying to completely get rid of a macronutrient. So
Right.
your 3 macronutrients are carbs, fats, protein.
I got you.
They're all essential.
Right.
Your body needs them all. And so diets typically are like, oh, eat more fat or protein or eat higher carbs or
Right.
whatever it is. That may work for someone.
True.
And if it does, fantastic. If you're
Right.
able to do it, great. But what
Right.
you typically see is people can't sustain that long term,
No,
which is why I'm not a huge fan of diets.
I get you.
Typically, I'm a, balance. You need a balance of everything.
Right.
So, just preach, teach a balance of all 3 macros,
Right.
good quality, the quantity and quality is really important.
Right.
Get your quality under control. So how much you're consuming,
Right.
and then, or did I say, or the quantity, how
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
consuming,
Yeah.
the quality,
Of what
the
you're
type of
consuming.
food that
Right.
you're eating.
Yeah.
If you're eating pizza and donuts all the time, yeah, you're no wonder you're not losing weight and you're
Right.
putting weight on.
I get
So
that.
it's
Yeah.
just a lot of
Yeah.
education. It really is just educating the client.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So I don't really prescribe diets.
I got it. Yep. No, and that makes sense. I was thinking about that earlier, like a few days ago, where it was like, so diets, when you try to do them, it's like, okay, so I need to cut this certain food out, or like I need to stop eating as much. And it's like you start doing that, and then you realize how much you missed it. And then it starts to feel like a punishment,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not going to punish yourself.
Right.
Like,
And that's a really good point because a lot of people then at that point, after so long, they'll be
yeah,
like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
right,
And they'll go back and then there's like, I'm just eating even more. I'm going
right,
back to eating worse. It
right.
just, it's not, yeah.
Yeah,
You run into that often.
yeah.
So,
I'm sure. So that's probably something difficult to like try to tell your clients. Like, I don't do diets, but I am going to tell you to cut back. And they're like, well, I mean, I've already been cutting back, but have you really?
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
that's tough because, yeah, you don't always know what your client's doing.
Right.
So, a couple things that I do to try to, get an idea of what they're doing, have them make a food log for me.
I got you.
Show me what you're eating, give me a 3 or 5, maybe a 7-day food log
I got
every
you.
day.
Right.
every meal what it looks like.
Yeah.
And don't make it look pretty.
Right.
Eat your normal food,
Right.
like what you normally do. And don't
Yeah.
also make it look bad. Don't go out and
Right.
just eat
Yeah.
trash. Just eat normal.
Yeah. Just do what you would normally
Do what
do.
you
Just
normally
put
do.
it on a notebook.
Yeah. So do that. Give me an idea of what you're eating. You plug that into like MyFitnessPal, which breaks down the macros, the
Right.
calories, how much sugar you're consuming,
Right.
different, the minerals and vitamins that you're consuming. So that's super important too.
Yeah.
Or even what I'll have them do sometimes is take pictures of your food
Right.
every meal, take a picture of it and send it to me. Because not only is that telling me the quality of food that you're eating, but it's
Sure.
also showing me the quantity, how big
Sure.
your portions
Yeah.
sizes are.
Right.
So that's just one way that I can try to get an idea
Right.
of what my clients are doing
That's
versus
fair.
them just telling me, and then I'm like,
Right.
okay, I
Yeah.
believe you.
Yeah.
Which I believe, like, I'm not
Right.
calling my
You try.
clients
Right.
liars,
Yeah.
but like,
No.
you just want
That's
to
the
make,
thing. It's like it's hard to like be 100% honest with
oh yeah,
what you're eating, because
totally.
you don't want to go into your personal trainer and be like, oh yeah, like I haven't been eating junk food. You have.
Yeah, a lot of
It's
people may
hard
find
not to.
shame in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's true.
Yeah. So I mean I'm sure that's difficult for most of your clients to get, like, even like write it down or take pictures, because
That can be a challenging part too. It
yeah.
really can be. I've run into that actually
Yeah.
where like I'll tell them to do it.
Right.
I may go a week, they don't send me anything.
Yeah.
Where is it at? Like,
Right.
what's so difficult
Yeah.
about it? But it may be just something that they're maybe a little bit shameful of,
Yeah.
or just something difficult for them to do.
Yeah.
So you're definitely right.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing. That's one thing. I mean, I'll just throw this in real quick with
Yeah.
personal
No.
training. You get people of all types, all
Okay.
sorts. Like, so a big part of it is it's not like my approach, and I know I said this earlier on with like my approach with exercise is very similar and the
Right.
same early on, which it is,
Right.
but the journey it's long in the aspect of you're trying to navigate and understand your client. You're trying
Right.
to get into their head on how what their eating habits look like,
Yep.
what their exercise habits look like,
Right.
what their daily habits look like, how they respond to maybe stress.
Yeah.
It can be very complex. So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, in 2, 3, 4 weeks I have you figured out. Here's what we're
Right.
doing. You're gonna
Right.
get to where you're at.
Right.
Yeah, you can get decently far early on with just saying, hey, exercise,
Yep.
do your cardio, do your resistance training, eat well.
Yeah.
But again, you can tell someone that, but they just may not want to do it.
It's
Why?
true. Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Right.
what then we'll have to
Right.
figure out why.
Right.
So it's a lot of questions during the training session, just asking lots of questions.
Yep.
And it's not so much being like, hey, you got to do this, you got to stop doing this.
Right.
It's more so just asking questions and being like, okay, why do you do that?
Right. Right.
So it's just a
Yeah.
conversation. It
Absolutely.
really is.
Absolutely.
It can be hard to
'Cause-
navigate sometimes.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, because I mean, I go to therapy for my brain, and
For my brain.
and so it's like I don't go in there, tell her something, and then expect to get chewed out for it.
Right.
Like, I don't want to go into my therapy session.
Does she ever chew you out?
No.
Oh, that's
no,
good.
no.
So then you have a good therapist.
Right? But like it's yeah, it's you don't go into personal training and want to be told, oh, you're doing so horrible, right? It's the mindset. It's like, yeah, you have to create that relationship with them, because otherwise why would they want to listen to you anyway?
It's so true. And actually where I'm at right now, where I'm working right now, that's one thing I really learned.
We already let them know about the
We
camera
love our
guy.
cameraman. That's one thing I really learned. My boss really taught me was, the aspect of personal training is well more than just telling people what to do and training someone.
Right.
It's forming a relationship with your client,
Right.
getting to know them. It's
Yep.
a conversation. So that's been something I've really learned at where I'm working right now. Because before that, where I first was a personal trainer, I had a client where I was working with him. He came in for his very first session, and I trained him hard.
Mm.
And he never came back. I'm like, whoops. Well, that didn't go over well. I guess I pushed him a little bit too hard.
Right.
But again, it was because I went in with the mindset of we got to train hard
Right.
and I didn't really think about his feelings.
It's fair. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, so you learn early on that again, I learned early on that it's more than just training someone hard and working
Right.
hard. It
Yeah.
is that. That's a huge part of it, but it's
Right. Right.
also forming a relationship
Yep.
and getting to know them.
Yeah. Because I mean, without the relationship, there's why, like I said before, why would they want to listen to you? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I probably like you've been a good friend for a very long time, but if I
Have I
didn't know
though?
you, what?
Have I though?
I think.
Oh, that's
But without knowing who you are, I wouldn't walk into your like place of work and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to whatever this guy has to say." If I didn't know you, you're just another guy. Like I'm walking in there and like I don't know who you are. So why would I listen to everything that you have to say? Obviously going in there you're gonna be like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing and he's gonna help me. But like I agree with that. You have to build the relationship because otherwise, yeah, walking in there, you're just another guy. You know what I mean?
so you're saying I'm average?
No, no,
I'm below average?
no, you're more than average.
So I'm not just another guy.
Correct.
So
To
then
them you are. Not to me you're
Oh,
not. Yeah.
okay.
So, what is your take on the importance of mental health in fitness?
It's overrated.
Yep. Why do you think that?
I'm just kidding. No, it's actually it's really important, and that's it comes back to you okay?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Sorry, someone who's going to a therapist right now. No, mental health is very important. My goodness. You good?
Oh yeah, keep
Okay.
going. I'm listening.
So, I mean, there's lots of, I mean, you've seen mental health within the last couple of years really become a big thing, especially in sports.
Mm,
I think going back to the whole thing of having to really navigate and talk with clients
right.
comes down to, you're trying to get, not trying to get, well, trying to, in a way, understand them, get in their head, you know. I think a lot of people, I really do, a lot of people have mental health
Mm,
problems. And that's not like necessarily, like, I guess what I'm trying to say is, mental health goes beyond just saying like, oh, if someone, is mentally ill, so there's something really wrong with them.
right.
We all struggle with our thoughts.
Oh yeah.
I really believe that we
Oh
all
yeah.
do. Kind of transitioning over to like spiritually,
Mhm.
the battle in our mind is a huge thing that we all struggle with
For sure.
as Christians.
Yeah.
Satan wants to come in and plant thoughts in our minds that are going to lead us astray,
Mm,
bring doubts, bring fears. So when we're talking mental health, I think a big part of it is spiritual mental health,
right.
spiritually. And then there's also the part to, if you're sitting around all day and you're eating unhealthy
Yeah.
and stuff, that will affect your mental health. You're just not
It
going
will.
to feel mentally good.
Yeah.
You're going to have brain fog, all
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So, exercising really will help with your mental clarity. That part of the mental health side. Now, if trying to dig deeper into mental health, again, I'm not a therapist when it comes to mental health.
Right.
There's lots, there's lots of research out there. I'm not the most well versed on the research. It's actually something I need to start doing more research in.
I got you.
Saying, just studies about, what does exercise say about mental health?
Right.
How can we improve, how can different mental health disabilities be improved? Depression's a mental health disorder. PTSD
Yeah.
is a mental health disorder. Anxiety. So there's a lot of different components to mental health,
Right.
but it's definitely important when it comes to exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise has a big effect on improving your mental health, I believe.
Absolutely.
And then again, another huge part is your spiritual walk with the Lord.
For sure.
If you're spending time in prayer, reading your Bible, your devotions, that will, your relationship with Christ, that will help with your fear, with your anxiety. I mean,
Absolutely.
in Matthew, Jesus even said, the cure to anxiety well, I think it's in Matthew 6. He's talking, what is the cure to anxiety? And he says, don't fear, anything.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything. And so he kind of lays out, not fearing, don't worry about what you have to eat, about what
Yeah.
you have to wear, because your Father in heaven, who, if he has the lilies in the field, if they're as beautiful and you know as healthy as they are and good looking as they are, if he takes that well care of, I'm sorry, not the lilies, but the birds in the sky too. I think he
Yeah.
says that
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
take good
Yeah.
care of you.
Right. It's true. Yeah.
So
How much? Yeah.
so I think we often try to put a lot of stress upon ourselves of trying to take care of ourselves, when we just have to rely upon Christ,
It's true.
upon the Holy Spirit to lead us, to guide us.
No, absolutely. I agree with that
I
100%.
kind of
It's
butchered that passage of scripture there, but anyways.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have interest in looking that up, definitely do, because that's a powerful scripture. And I know what you're talking about. I can't word it word for word, but yeah, it's true. How much more will God take care of you than just the little things? He cares about the fact that you want to get healthy. And so like he'll put people in your life like Tira and stuff like that, and then like then you have to do what's right. You have to make the moves and actually want it.
Yeah,
But God's a good father. He'll do the things that you need in order to get to where you want to be. So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
And I'll say one more thing about mental
yeah,
health, actually, because something you also see is, even though exercise does improve your mental health, you see a lot of people, especially teenagers, who are so gung ho about being fit.
right,
They're in the gym 1, 2, 3 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week,
right,
and all they care about is what their physical appearance looks like. Which, if you want to break it down, that right there itself could be even a mental health disorder. Your
yeah,
identity. A lot of people, they're ashamed of their identity,
yep,
and so they're either doing things cosmetically to make themselves look better. They're in the gym constantly beating themselves up,
yep,
trying to look like something. Then it even rolls into like steroid use. Then they begin taking steroids because you want to be the biggest, you want to look
yep.
the best. So that right there is even a mental health disorder. So
Absolutely,
almost like too much of exercise, or not even too much. It's more so exercise is not curing that mental health.
it's true.
And that kind of component right there, I don't think exercise is going to cure that,
Right,
because it's an identity issue.
it's true.
And when you talk about your identity issue, and that really comes down to, your walk with the Lord. If you don't know, if you don't have a relationship with Christ, you've never accepted Jesus into your heart,
Yeah,
right there, that's the cure.
yeah.
That's the cure for that
It's
type
true.
of
It's true. We
mental health
we love
issue.
to we love to really hone that in, that you know every topic we talk about, even with yours, physical fitness, there's still a sense of God in that. And if he's not, then anything you do, it's not going to work out the way you want it to. So I mean,
Absolutely.
just that and that alone, like, yeah, if you're not saved, if you're not a Christian, it's an option. And it's one of the best decisions you'll ever make, and I can tell you that for a fact because I've made it. So
Yeah. The
um,
best decision,
yeah,
because
absolutely,
life is so much more than this earthly life.
it's true.
No, to think about, sorry, this is kind of going on a side tangent, but like,
Yeah,
to think that, we live here on this earth for, what, 70, 80, 90 years.
right,
It seems like a long time. It is a long time, because
right.
I've only been here for 26 years, which seems like forever, like a long time. But to think then, like, of eternity, like, if you think about it hard enough,
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, like eternity, for forever.
right. It is crazy.
So like, your decision to follow Christ
Yeah,
it's going to have that effect on where you spend eternity.
it's true. Yeah, and that's the thing.
Crazy.
And it's like, oh well, I don't really care. Like, I don't care about spending eternity with God. Either way, you're gonna spend eternity one place or the other, and you might as well do it where you're not burning on fire. I mean,
Amen. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Not that that's not the only reason to
No, that's not
abstain,
the only
but
reason, but that's a good one.
that's a pretty good reason. Yeah, it's a pretty good reason for sure.
Has your How has your fitness journey influenced your relationship with others? Just maybe even people that you have known prior to going into there, not just your clients, but then other people in your life.
Okay. I'd say probably the biggest thing would be just again the way that I look at people, and the way that people think,
Right.
the way that people, their struggles. Because again, you're trying to get to know your client, but you'd also be very surprised at how much your client will tell you.
Right.
Some clients will open up and tell you everything about themselves, which can be a really great opportunity to share the gospel with them.
Absolutely.
Honestly, a fantastic opportunity. So when it comes to like that type of relationship, it's really been a great way just to get to know the way that people think.
Right.
I've seen the way that people think and act, whatever.
Right.
That's completely like, it's kind of been like mind boggling. Like I've never thought about that before.
Right.
It's eye opening.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like friends and family, honestly, I can't really say it's really affected my
That's
relationship.
fair. I'd be surprised if it did. I was just curious
Well,
if
I
there
mean,
was.
I guess with friends, like, so yeah, I like to run and stuff.
Right.
So I've done a couple 5Ks. I ran one 5K with my cousin, Caleb. So that's been fun.
Yeah.
Do some, physical fitness exercise type stuff with friends and stuff.
Right.
So that's
And
like,
yeah,
it's affected the
just
relationship
not
that way.
just right. Not just making it work, but also making it a part of your life outside of work,
Yeah,
like an activity that you enjoy.
for sure.
You
And
have
then my
to.
friends who don't exercise, I just kind of look at them less.
Right. Yeah, I would
They're
too.
losers, and I hate them. They're the worst.
Like me. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And Pilates. Oh, dude, Pilates is tough. Very tough.
So yeah, I mean, there's I the appreciation that I have for you, it goes beyond just, oh yeah, you're just a good friend. There's been times like, that my parents have got divorced, and there's been times where like you would just go out to coffee, and like I could tell you just about anything, and you'd be like, yeah, I get it. Like you might not get it, but you're like, you would try to be there and understand, and I don't that went beyond, I think, that you really realize. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate you just being there, and we're like able to give your time, because there's so many hours in the day, right? And
Yeah.
sitting down and giving the time, that meant a lot, so I do appreciate that
Of
for sure.
course. Well, it makes me feel good knowing that I've had that type of
Yeah.
effect and
Yeah.
impact on you.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I appreciate it.
yeah. And I don't look at you less.
Yeah, well,
Or anyone who, I mean, I don't know if you exercise or not, but
oh no, I know. Luke is a jokester, so if anybody that doesn't know that, you know that now.
I was actually being serious.
Yeah, well, never mind then. No. So that was that. I mean, I think it's awesome to know a person that is able to help other people in a walk of life where people look at fitness and they're like, it's whatever. Like if I get into it, I get into it. But like it's so much more than that. It really is. And I don't know what scripture this is, but it says treat your body like a holy temple.
Mhm.
And it's like, okay, so if that is that, then I probably should get in good shape. I mean, you don't have to be like the most muscular person
No, you
or
don't.
stuff like that. But like treating your body like a holy temple.
Mm-hmm. It's
Sure,
true. No,
man.
that's a good point because I mean, I have even found for myself, and I've heard other people say this, that when I'm the most physically active consistently,
Yeah.
wow, I butchered that. When I'm the most consistent with exercising, there you go.
Right,
When I'm
right,
the
right,
most
right.
consistent with my exercise and
Right.
health, I find that my spiritual walk is actually at its best.
I got you.
not saying you have to be healthy and be exercising every week to have a
Right.
spiritually healthy, to be spiritually healthy. But for
Yeah.
me, I find that to be very helpful.
Absolutely.
And so I think it just comes down to being disciplined in something.
Yeah.
And also, like, to your point too, you don't have to be the most muscular. You don't have to be, when it comes down to like exercise guidelines, it's really not that
Yeah.
much.
Right.
So like the guidelines for resistance training,
Right.
lifting weights,
Yeah.
is 2 to 3 days a week.
Right.
The guidelines for cardio, 150 minutes a week.
Right.
So if you kind of break it down, yeah, I mean, there's only so many hours a day.
True.
People are busy.
Right.
Life's busy, but you have to prioritize your health.
It's true.
So just real simply, like, I mean, even research even shows that resistance training, even if you only do 30 to 60 minutes per week
Right.
of resistance training,
Right.
which is not much at
No.
all, you can get some amazing
Oh,
benefits.
absolutely.
So if we just roll with 60 minutes per week
Right.
of resistance training, 1 hour, and then 150 minutes of cardio, which is 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
Right.
I mean, you're talking, 2-3 hours a week of exercise. Once Sunday rolls around, I think every Sunday I get a notification saying, hey, you spent this much time on your phone this week.
Right.
Usually it's right around 3 hours a week,
Okay.
2.5 to 3 hours, or I'm sorry, 2.5 to 3 hours a day that I
Okay.
spend
Yeah.
on my phone.
Yeah. I wish I could say that.
So a lot of people are spending that much time, if not more, on their phone on a daily basis.
Yep.
But yet you don't have time to put 30 minutes
Right.
a day
Right.
into exercise,
Right.
which is going to be so much more beneficial to you.
Absolutely.
So much more.
Absolutely. Sitting in front of your phone doesn't do a whole lot.
It does.
It can. You might be able to
Yeah,
do
you learn
stuff.
stuff for
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
And some people use it for work, which I
Right.
totally get. So,
Right.
if you're spending 5-6 hours a day on your
Yeah.
phone,
But if you're
some of
just
that
on
can be work.
Facebook.
Yeah, if you're scrolling Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
Right.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it can be very educational.
Again. But
Or
so can doing a run.
ChatGPT, fantastic. I love ChatGPT.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
As long as you put in the right,
Right.
ask it the right questions and
Right.
stuff. But anyways.
Yeah.
So my point in saying is, yeah, it does not take a whole lot to
No.
meet the guidelines for exercise
Absolutely.
and to improve your health, which will have long-term benefits.
It really does.
If you just think about it like investing money, it's the same thing. When you invest every day 20 to 30 minutes per day,
Right.
5-6 days a week of exercise, it's having the same benefits as investing. Well,
Yeah.
not monetarily, but
Right.
you're going to live longer. You're going to feel healthier. You're going to feel
True.
stronger
True.
so that you can do things with your kids, your grandkids. You can travel
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
So the return is just as great as investing money
Yeah.
early on in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Because I mean, money doesn't go with you, right? It's not going anywhere. I mean, you
Yeah.
store riches in heaven, but it's not money.
No, it's
I
not.
wouldn't imagine.
Yeah.
And so like, that alone, you don't take it with you, but you also don't take your loved ones with you, right? Obviously,
Right.
hopefully not. But
Your loved ones?
Yeah. My point.
You hope not.
I hope not.
Wow.
But, my point,
family.
right? My point there is just to just go upon what you're saying. Yeah, it's just as important as like saving money, but if you do these things, you get longer with your family, like you said.
It's true.
And that's that's so much better than any amount of money that you can ever make.
Yeah.
Because, that's the time here on earth with your loved ones and with your friends and family. Like, it's, 80, 90 years, maybe. It's
Yeah.
not that long.
No, it's really not.
Because you're 26, I'm 21, and we're not old by any means.
No.
But like, I'm 21 and you're 26. Like, we remember the days that we were, going to the same church, and we were young. And now we're I mean, obviously you age, but time flies.
It does.
And so doing the things that are crucial, like fitness and keeping God first in your life,
Mm-hmm.
and spending time with your family, like, you only have so much time.
Yeah. Those are three of probably some of the most important things.
Yeah.
I mean, your relationship with Christ.
Yep.
Yeah. Spending time with your family.
Yeah. I didn't put that in the right order, but yeah.
Well, no. I
No,
mean, in order. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
and everyone's order is going to be probably a little bit different. What they say is more important.
It's true.
I mean,
It's true.
God, family, and then,
Yeah.
everything else after that in
Yeah.
whatever order you want to put it.
Yeah.
So,
It's true. So, last but not least, I love asking this question. This is one of my favorite questions to ask everybody.
oh no.
What is your favorite life advice to give someone just in general?
Favorite life advice to give someone just in general? To be honest, I can't say that I actually have a go-to like life advice that I give people.
Okay.
So I'm not going to pretend like I actually
Sure.
say something
Yeah.
like, "Oh
Right.
yeah, I tell
Yeah.
everyone this." I
Right.
really don't.
That's fair.
But what I have told people, and I think the older I get, I see a couple of things as being really important, or just really important. Again, your relationship with Christ. So if you are, a Christian, make
Right.
sure you're investing into your relationship with Christ.
Absolutely.
Most important thing you could be doing for this life and the life after.
Yeah.
If you don't know Christ, accept him into your
Yeah.
heart.
Yeah.
You won't regret it. I
No.
promise you.
Nope. I can concur with that.
Yeah. And then besides that, I have really come to also realize if you have a dream or you want to pursue something, do it.
Yeah.
Like don't let it may sound crazy, may feel like, I can probably never do that.
Right.
Why not? Just try it.
True. Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah, just go for it.
I like
Start
it.
somewhere. Just
Right.
so for instance, I mean, I actually just started like recently
Yeah.
a car detailing business.
Yeah.
One day, like 2 months ago, I was just sitting in my room just thinking just thinking, I'm like, car detailing,
Yeah.
actually I was listening to a Dave Ramsey video.
Okay.
That's kind of how it sparked my
Right.
the idea, which I've actually never that was like I think the first Dave Ramsey video I've ever watched slash
Okay.
listened to.
Okay.
But some guy called in and said, "Hey, I have a financial issue. I have a car. I think he had like a car that he owed $10,000 on.
Mm.
Like, should I sell it? What should I do?" And so Dave Ramsey was just asking him, like, "Okay, well, where are you working? How much are you making?
Right.
What's your, are you living at home?" And so he concluded by just telling this guy, like, "Okay, it doesn't sound like you have your issue is a money issue.
Yeah.
Go out, work hard, make more money."
Yeah.
And I'm not saying again, I'm not saying to prioritize money. Money's
Yeah.
good. You need
Right.
money to live, obviously. There's
Yes, you
nothing wrong with working hard and having lots of money.
No, there's not.
You have to be careful though, because it can become an idol, become a god in your life. But anyways,
That's also true.
so it just sparked the idea in my mind, like, oh, what's keeping me from starting up my own business
Yeah.
of doing car detailing?
Right.
So I was like, well, where do I start? So I just did a little bit of research and I just started. I bought some products, educated myself a little bit on it, and just went for it.
Yeah.
And I have no dreams of getting out of what I'm doing now with personal
Right.
training and health
Right.
and fitness. I love it, but I
Right.
love vehicles. I
Oh, yeah.
love cars.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, this is one way I can kind of, just get my
Yeah.
car fixed for the
Right.
week is,
Right.
just go clean some vehicles. And
Yeah.
it's a super satisfying feeling going into a dirty car and then
Yeah.
making it nice and clean looking,
Yeah.
making it look ideally, hopefully brand new.
I've seen some pictures that you've done some pretty good work
Ah,
so
thanks.
far. Oh yeah.
So it's fun.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a blast.
Yeah. If you want to plug that, you can feel free.
Do what?
If you want to just tell people about it.
Oh no, it's all right. No,
Okay.
it's all right. Yeah. Anyways,
But yeah.
yeah. So I was just so my point in saying that. Where
Right.
was I
Right.
going
Right.
with that? Oh, back to like if you have a dream or you
Yeah.
want to do something,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
go for it. Like don't doubt yourself.
No.
Trust God.
Yep.
Keep God first. Pray about it, and then take steps of faith and just begin to try something out.
Absolutely.
It can be
Absolutely.
something super simple, or it can be something super crazy. Like, wow, like I don't know if I can do that, but
Yep.
you can if you put your mind to it,
It's true.
and if you trust God. So
It's good stuff. Yeah, I mean, and I definitely agree. We're sitting here right now doing something that I never thought we would do.
that's that's a great point
So,
right there. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's a great. So like did you ever like envision having a podcast?
Not at all.
Yeah. So
But I
when did
mean,
it
and
spark
then
your like when did the idea of doing a podcast like come across your mind?
so about 5 years ago now, me and
Okay.
Tim started it.
It's been 5 years?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a
I
while.
thought it was only like a year and a half or 2.
No.
Oh, wow. My
No,
goodness.
it's been since 2020 that we started it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you guys ever cover like COVID? Big
No.
topic on
No.
COVID? No?
We might have mentioned like how we love wearing masks and stuff like that, but Other than that, I don't really think we touched on it too
Okay,
much.
enough you did.
But yeah, I mean, that just kind of sparked from like me and Tim always sitting in the car talking about stupid stuff. And we were like, we could make this a podcast.
What
And
you're
so,
saying, this is stupid stuff right
no, right now this is not what me and Tim talked about
Tim?
in his car. that was stupid stuff. So, just talking about like Jimmy Dean and your mom and all. Yeah, that was stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Put the childish things behind you. But
Most, not all.
right, yeah, not all of them, but yeah. So
Soul Child.
exactly. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. Put yourself out there. Do the things that you actually want to do. What's stopping you?
Mm-hmm.
You are. I mean, unless it's not God's will. But like, if you're just like, well, I don't know, do it.
It's true. Yeah.
Do it.
Just do it.
So,
Adidas.
yeah.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Or is it Nike?
That would be Nike. Just do it.
Just do
But
it.
yeah.
Yes. In fact, I'm actually planning to start pursuing golf.
Okay.
The goal is to go PGA,
Absolutely.
take down Scheffler,
Yeah.
become better than him. Why are you laughing?
I had no reason.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I mean, see, this is the humor that they don't know about.
Wow. I like golf, but
you're playing more golf. Yeah, but you're not gonna go.
No, I'm not pursuing golf. I wish.
Yeah,
that would be like.
That'd be a dream come true.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah,
but no, I like golf.
Yeah, golf is fun.
I'm playing golf today, actually.
You are?
Yeah, I'm golfing today.
Are you going with Jake?
I am.
Yeah. Yep. Nice. I think that's all I have. So I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is fun.
I guess I said we for a while because Tim was with me. So
you never mentioned him. Where's Tim? Did he die?
Yeah, he passed away on. No, I'm just kidding.
Did he? What did he die from?
Loneliness. No,
wow.
Sorry, that was a jab. But he's doing fine. He is on to bigger and better things, and he just doesn't have the time to do the podcast anymore. As you'll figure out here in about a week when that podcast about him comes out. But yeah, so he just didn't have the time for it anymore. But yeah, so
lame excuse.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know what? No, but as we wind down here, I love to take a minute and pray before we bounce out. So thank you, God. God, thank you for Luke and the time that he has given today. God, I pray that you further him in his business, and I pray that you cause him to have the clients that really need to come into his life, and for them to come into his. God, I pray that in this time where he is doing this job and you're furthering him, God, I just pray that you do things that are miraculous. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Peace and love.